Thanks for joining us. I am Crystalette Vassal, the host of Impact Marketers, the best show for network marketers by network marketers. In today's show, we are certainly going to have an amazing time with one of my very close friends, RobinLee. Now, RobinLee, she is with an amazing company, and at this point, she is number 7. She is number 7 in her company in Canada. And I'm very excited to have her joining us here today because, of course, having accomplished all of this, there is a lot that she has had to overcome. There is a lot that she has had to learn in this experience. And so I'm excited to have her on today because I know she's just going to pour into us. So without any other delay, let us go right ahead and jump into our interview today with RobinLee. Let's go.
All right, then. I want to thank you very bigly for taking the time out to be here with us and to be able to share with us in a fashion like this. Your story has been one of those stories that has really brought me to tears. And when I decided on launching Impact Marketers, you were the first person on my mind because we have built a friendship. Right? I consider you to be an amazing friend. You're an amazing person. And I just felt like your story had to be told on this show because I know it will definitely inspire and motivate just so many other persons who are in the network marketing industry. So I'm going to pretty much pass it over to you so that you can go ahead and tell us a bit about yourself. Why did you say yes to network marketing? You know, what got you looking at this industry and not just looking at it, but taking it super seriously? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Robin happens to be one of the leaders in her company, right? She ranks number 7 in her company, which is a very big deal. So in her country, she's ranked number 7. That's a massive accomplishment. All hail to Robin, right? I know you guys are excited to hear from her because this is a big deal, but it wasn't always like that for you, right? You pretty much started out failing, but somehow you turned things around. And so we're going to share all of that, how you were able to transition. But first, what got you saying yes to this industry?
Well, I was after a car accident and why network marketing? I was looking for work and I still was suffering with chronic pain. I still do, actually. And I was cleaning the snow off my car to go visit my mom. And I got about half the snow cleaned off when I just couldn't do anymore. I couldn't lift my arms anymore. I couldn't push anymore. I just couldn't continue. Like my body said, nope, you did enough. Yeah. And at the time I was unemployed and I'm thinking, how would I ever explain that to a boss? Sorry, boss, we live in a country where there's snow out for like 4 to 5 months of the year, and it snowed again, and I don't have the energy to finish cleaning off my car. In fact, I need a nap. I just couldn't figure out, like, there's no boss who would accept that. None. Zero. So I knew I had to find something. It wasn't necessarily network marketing, but I knew I had to find something that I could do on my own time. I could do it when, if I need to sleep in because I'm tired, then I'll sleep in. And that when I have energy at 10 o'clock at night, then I can do it then. And I didn't have to work around someone else's schedule, someone else's hours that gave me time flexibility.
Right.
And And so a friend of mine, as you can tell by the sign behind me, I'm with Avon.
Yes.
If you don't know the company, it's been around a long, long time. 136 years. That's a long time. It's in more than 100 countries. So it's well known. And a friend of mine, it was actually her friend. We were at the pizza shop, and a friend comes with a Avon brochure. And it's like, oh my God, have you got another one? And I remembered Avon from my childhood. I remember the Avon lady coming to the house and my mother giving me the samples and choosing the bubble bath that I wanted to have. And it was nostalgic. And she how can I put this? She mentioned to me that she thought I would be a great Avon lady. And I was open. I was open to the information.
Right.
So when I joined Avon, I was on welfare. I was pretty much unemployed and unemployable. The unemployment had run out. I was engaged. The wedding date was about 9 months away. And I knew I would be losing my welfare. And I didn't want to be 100% dependent upon my husband. And I had been looking and looking for work. And as I said, something clicked on in my mind that day when I was trying to clean off the car. Now, yes, I was on welfare and really struggling financially, but that's not true for my whole life. I do come from a background in sales, and most of my life I had a pretty successful sales career. In fact, I had sold cars for 10 years. It was time to move on. And a few years later, I was in that car accident. I became addicted to the painkillers. Now, this is just an aside. I used to think addiction was all about always needing more and more and more to get the same effect. And yes, tolerance is a part of it, but that's not the problem with addiction. Addiction gets into your mind and it destroys your ability to cope with stress, with life. It twists up your logic and affects your sense of right and wrong.
Right.
It can make the smallest problems seem insurmountable. It destroys your sense of self. It is really so much more than tolerance. And within about 2 years from the accident, I lost my home, I lost my car, I lost my boyfriend. I had pushed away my friends as my personality changed and they didn't know me anymore.
Yeah.
I was unable to work. I had to drop out of university. This is another aside. I had decided to go back at one point to finish my bachelor's degree, and I finished it and was then taking courses to prepare for a master's degree when I dropped out. I felt like I was hopeless and helpless and didn't really understand what was going on.
Yeah.
It took a lot for me to realize that this is a drug problem. You are an addict. Even saying the word was hard because, I'm not an addict. I'm not like those people. I'm not the whatever image of addiction you have in your head. Well, whatever addiction I had in my head, I should say, that was not what I was. So I was finally able to escape that hell, and was clean for maybe 3-4 years. Now we're fast forwarding back to when Isabel gave me that brochure. And so Isabel suggested that I would make a good Avon lady. And considering the work, I was, I knew it would be sales. And so I had the background. And I knew it would give me the flexibility. I just didn't know much else about it. And I knew I had wonderful, nostalgic, lovey feelings for Avon.
Right,
so
right.
I said, sure. I wanted to know more. I wanted to know how much I could earn. I wanted to know if I could do this despite my post-traumatic fibromyalgia. That's what they call it. I still have that diagnosis, and it's a long-term diagnosis. Now that's what I have from that accident.
Yeah.
So she explained to me a bit how it works. And I said, awesome. I signed up right away. At the time, I had zero interest in building a team. And I just wanted to sell. I wanted to sell enough to replace my welfare income. And anyone who's ever been on welfare knows it's not really that much. But it was a lot for me because it was better than zero. And I figured if I can't at least make that much, why would I want to do this? And so within 3 months, I achieved what they call gold level. And by the end of my first year, I achieved what they call President's Club. So I had earned, I had started moving up fairly quickly. My background in sales and marketing definitely was helping me.
Right.
And then the following year, I had also found another part-time job, which I could work from home on the computer and on the telephone. This was like a position where I got my paycheck every week. It was good for me. And the next year, I think life is going really great. And all of a sudden, life goes, ha ha. You think so, huh? I'm going to show up. And the second income I had there, they decided to hire a firm in India to do all their telephone work, and no more North American representatives. And all of a sudden, I lost half my income. It was scary because I wasn't earning enough with Avon alone at that point, and I didn't even know if I could. The very next day, there was a meeting that I decided to attend. And the other reps, I'm really, really transparent. If I'm happy, you know it. If I'm sad, you know it. If there's something not right, you know it. If you are my friend, I can't hide anything from you.
Yeah. And
so the other reps who I had become friends with, and the district sales managers, like, Robin, what's going on? There's something wrong here. Like, what's happened? Which was actually really nice. Like, I had a bunch of girls there ready to support me and help me. Even before they knew what was going on, they wanted to help me. Right. And that, I think, is part of what I really love about network marketing is you can find your team, you could find your support, you could find so much more. And most of these girls had zero direct benefit from helping me. They were not in the same lineage.
Yep.
So together, I was strongly encouraged to rethink my position about leadership and building a team. And at the time, I had no idea where that decision would take me. Wow. Today, I earn 3 different ways with Avon. When I order products to my home to be sold directly to the client, that's one form of income. Since I started, Avon went online, and now I have a website where people can shop online and have it shipped direct to them. And this is the best part. Every 2 weeks, I just deposit my commission.
Right.
Oh, that's fun. It's also, so that website, because 10 years ago, websites were not a big thing. And I also have my leadership residuals and bonuses. And like other network marketing companies, they often have contests and prizes that I've earned a couple of trips so far. Actually, in next month, I'm going to be flying to Victoria, BC.
Nice.
For an all expense paid 5-star holiday. I've earned Coach, Louis Vuitton, Michael Kors, Bugatti products, and of course a lot of makeup, face cleanser, skin creams, tons of stuff like that. Appliances. I once won I think it's a 48-inch television. At the time, it was gigantic. Now they make much bigger, but at the time, this was huge.
Yes, yes.
And the best thing is, I don't have a boss anymore. Bosses were, I always had a love-hate relationship with bosses because they want me always to do things their way on their time. Mm-hmm. And yet, they didn't like firing me because I always got results. Mm. And I never understood, why is it such a minutes late? You never say thank you when I work half an hour late. That's expected, but it's a horrible big deal when I come in 10 minutes late. Mm. You know, stuff like that. You know, why should I sacrifice me for you? Why should I, I have a sore throat, you want me to stay. I have laryngitis, you want me to continue working. Drink hot water, we need you. Mm. I remember once being told pneumonia is not contagious.
Wow.
Like, what? Robin plus pneumonia means going to hospital and being very, very sick.
Right.
And yet they wanted me to continue working with the person sitting not 3 feet away from me, sick like a dog. I remember I always have, all my life I had a problem with being on time. This goes from elementary school. I just don't have a concept clear of how much time it takes to do things. What does 5 minutes really feel like? And I don't understand why it's such a big deal if I walk into work 5 minutes late. I don't understand that. I mean, it's not like they reward me and congratulate me or even say thank you if I stay an extra half hour or work through my lunch hour. Mm. But God forbid I come back 5 minutes late or I take an hour and 10-minute lunch instead of my hour because it's Friday and who cares the excuse? I just don't have to live with that anymore. I don't have to have bosses who, I remember one time I called into work, this is when I was selling cars, to tell them I can't come in today. I'm in the hospital. I've been here since yesterday and respiratory infection, asthma, bronchitis. They got me on masks and wires and IVs and I'm here. And he didn't even say, I hope you feel better or how are you or anything. All he wanted to know was when I would be back at work. Yeah, you care about me. Mm. Sure. Now I know for sure my boss cares about me. I'm my boss.
Yes.
I have a drive that says I know I can do better, so I should do better. Mm. I have a drive in me that's includes a lot of personal growth. And this is a business where personal growth equals business growth.
Right, right. All right, so let's go back, Robin, and look back at a few of what you said, because you shared quite a bit with us so far, and I want to ensure that the members of the audience, they're definitely catching what's been put on the table here. So you started out in the world of sales, right? So you've had some sales and marketing skill sets, which are very, very important in the network marketing realm of things. And so if you get into network marketing and you are not good at sales or marketing, you have to learn the skill. There's no two way about it. And a lot of persons get into the business knowing that, hey, I'm not good at this thing. But the thing about sales, the thing about marketing is that they are skills, and as a result, they can be learned. So there's really no excuse. You don't have to be initially good at it. You just have to learn the skill sets, because I'm very sure it took you a lot of time to learn the skill sets, and then that was able to bring over into your network marketing business. But it took time to learn them initially, right? Which is very, very important.
It took me, yes, the skills are you have to be open to training. Right. And you have to, I was not, today I'm doing very well with Avon. That's because I finally learned how to build a team. Even though after 1 year, the girls said, hey, you got to do this if you really want to make some good money. It took me 5-6 years after until it started really showing, because I didn't have the skills. Right. I knew how to sell a product, but I didn't know how to sell something as intangible as a business opportunity.
Right. So I want us to pull that point out, because you came in with sales and marketing knowledge, and so you could sell the products. However, building the team was a whole different equation for you. And so that took its time to learn. So I want person on here watching this to recognize there are skill sets that are very, very fundamental.
Oh, definitely. I remember at one point, I was stuck at a certain level, and I really wanted to go further. And they told me, well, you got to write your goal down and do this. But they didn't. I knew that I had been stuck there for so long. I was clearly missing something.
Yes.
And I remember saying, look, I know I need more training. There's something I don't know, because I'm not moving forward anymore. My problem is I didn't know what I didn't know. And it made it very difficult to say, I need training in this area.
Right. That's a very powerful point right there. Knowing that something was missing, because you were committed, you were willing to do the work. So it wasn't that you didn't want to do it. It wasn't that you weren't committed. It wasn't any of that. It wasn't that you didn't have clear goals or any of that kind of stuff. You just knew that there were things that were missing. There were strategies that were missing. There were elements that you just didn't know, right? And you said, I know I need training. Now, that in itself is not a common thing, because a lot of persons would not have come to that conclusion. The conclusion they're getting to is that this thing doesn't work. this thing doesn't work. But you knew it was something that was missing from your equation.
I knew it worked. I knew it worked because I had met other women who weren't smarter than me, who were not more educated than me, who were not from a better anything than me, who did not have anything that I didn't essentially have. And yet we're doing so good. And if something comes to you naturally, you don't know what you're doing. You just do it.
Right.
And so some of the people I asked for help couldn't explain to me exactly. I started buying books about network marketing and sales and leadership and personal growth. I attended video conferences and conventions for all these different personal growth people and business growth people and leadership. I think what part of the thing that was holding me back was my belief system.
Wow.
Part of me, I think, didn't believe that I deserved. Part of me, I think, didn't believe that I could, that it was something that was actually doable. Part of, there's always that negative backtalk. Well, mine had stopped talking and started just changing into beliefs. And a very big tipping point for me was when I went to the North American convention for Avon. Now, I had been to the Canadian one, but the US, which is a much, much bigger, have a much bigger population, they never invited the Canadians before. And it was the first year that we were invited to attend. And Avon set up a contest so that you could win your trip, win the flight, win your hotel, win your entrance fee, win the whole thing.
Right.
I didn't win, but I wanted to go. Yeah. I was convinced that I needed to be there, that this would be an amazing experience. And so I found another girl who agreed with me, and she knew of one other person who also had the same thinking. And I drove down with this other girl. I drove from about a 6-hour drive to get to her parents' place. And then it was a 24 hours of road to get to the convention. And we did that together because we wanted it. And it blew my mind. I had never seen so many Avon ladies before. Wow. In one room. The big meeting they had where there was 6,000 people. It's like,
yeah,
that could never ever happen in Canada. We just don't have that many Avon reps to make a convention that big. We just it can't. So, but I started realizing some things there, because the method to success, doesn't matter how much your dollar's worth, is identical.
Right.
In fact, the cost of their items was slightly less than we sell the same item for in Canada. What might be, $5 here is $4 there, which made their sales volumes number all that much more mind-blowing. They had, to achieve the same number of sales, you need to sell more.
Yeah.
So, and I started meeting these people who had $1 million teams, multi-million-dollar teams.
Yeah.
Women who are earning well into the 6 figures. And well, some were younger than me, others were older than me. Most, again, I started doing my little comparison. Most didn't have any special education that I didn't have, or background that I didn't have.
Yes.
I couldn't say the fact that this one is taller than me made a difference. That was a difference. Everyone's taller than me. I'm 5 feet tall. I don't think that made a difference, though. But in general, they're just normal people that could be anybody's mother or sister or auntie, or they were just normal women. There was nothing special or magical. They didn't have this amazing charisma that people are attracted. No, they were just normal.
Right.
With their own hang-ups and insecurities, just like everybody else.
Right.
And it's like, that, I think, was more key to my moving up the ranks than anything else, because I saw and I could believe from a different perspective that it was possible. If you could earn 6 figures doing that, I can.
Yes.
If you can do this, I can do this. And
I love it.
Yeah, within months of that. I had found another part-time job, and I had a toxic boss, And I came back from that, well, according to them, it was a vacation, but a business vacation, I call it.
Yes.
And I think I lasted maybe 1 or 2 days before I had to quit. The toxic negativity, I didn't realize how much was pulling me down.
Right.
I quit the job, and then I started taking the hours I was putting into the job, and I put maybe half of them into my Avon, because I was working maybe 5-6 hours a day, and I started putting an extra 3 hours a day into my Avon.
Right.
And everything just started blooming and coming up. And it's like, it felt magical. And now I'm an executive unit leader, and now my sales have doubled, and now my, everything is growing, and my online presence started growing, and everything started happening and falling into place.
Right.
Because I believed. That was the last of the missing pieces. Yes, I needed to learn what to say and how to say it and who to say it to.
Right.
And I'm still learning those 3. I think that's a never-ending project.
Right.
I still need to work on my listening skills. And I'm far from perfect, but believing was the biggest key. And there's believing, and then there's knowing. I did it, I went from believing it was possible to earn 6 figures with Avon to knowing it's possible to earn 6 figures with Avon.
Yes.
The difference is night and day. You can't compare the two.
Yes. So I want to pull out a point right there that's very, very important. The importance of showing up to the events. Now, network marketers have to understand that these events, they are there for a lot of reasons. And sometimes people, I don't have the time, or, I don't have the money, or it's too far away, or whatever reason people come up with. These are all excuses. Just listening to your story, that was a major turning point for your business. Chances are, had you not gone to that event, this mental shift that took place with you, like you said, moving from a place of believing to a place of knowing, maybe it would not have happened. So being in those events is super, super, super important. Listening to content and material like this is very important to help in shifting what's going on mentally, because like you rightfully said, the belief is very, 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 very important. Super.
Yeah. The events, even online events, are important. Getting to know other reps. The girl I drove down with, she was roughly at the same level I was when we were driving. We didn't really, I had met her at a Facebook group. And then there was there was a convention in Canada, is what I meant to say, and Montreal. I lived just south of Montreal. And I knew her from this Facebook group. And I said, I can't wait to meet my Facebook friends in person.
Yes.
And there was, the event started, I don't remember. I'm just going to make up the time, 5:00 in the evening. And they arrived at lunchtime. So there was this whole of time, and I offered to take them downtown and show them Montreal. They had never been to Montreal. So I brought them to old Montreal. We did some sightseeing in our time. We had fun. We got to know each other. And so a couple of years later, when there's this opportunity for me to go down, and I knew I was too scared to try to drive down all by myself.
Right.
But I really wanted to do, and I was desperate to find a road trip buddy. One of the girls said, you know what, let's go, let's do this.
Yes.
And she had found someone else from a Facebook group who said, let's all have a hotel together. 3 in a hotel, it's not that expensive.
Right, right.
So we were 3 girls in a hotel room. The third girl had to take a plane because she wasn't in our driving area at all. And those relationships would have never happened without the conventions.
Right.
My growth would have never happened without believing, and I would have never believed if I hadn't met these people in person. I met people who I knew from YouTube videos, from Facebook groups, from virtual, and then meet them in person. It's not the same.
So the events,
yeah, and it doesn't matter what kind of event. I mean, I just went to a small sales meeting on last week. It was the first one in 2 years, which made it bigger than the usual sales meetings, and we were maybe 50. You know, it's not, you know, you can't compare that to thousands. But it was awesome.
Yes.
It was absolutely awesome. And then it's like some of these girls I had been seeing at online Zoom meetings for the past 2 years due to COVID, girls who I never met in person before. Right. And now I'm finally seeing them in person, and to be able to give someone a hug and to say, oh my God, you're you know, I'm so happy to see you in person. It just changes something.
Certainly, certainly. So, Robin, let's shift a little bit, because I know there are persons here who are listening. And yes, some agree wholeheartedly regarding events, and I know they are loving everything that you're sharing. But some might just be a little bit curious to find out, what are some of the things that you do on a daily basis to help to grow your business? What are some of your DMOs? That, because like we know, success is something that leaves clues. So what are some of the things that you have done that has helped to transition your business?
Okay. Well, I was taught a long time ago, like I was still in school, and I had a telemarketing job, and I had a boss who taught me, don't think about your commission. Don't think about the money or your paycheck.
Yes.
Just take care of your customers' needs.
Yes.
And they will take care of your commissions. That's something I carried with me my whole life. Right. So when I'm looking, like when I first joined Avon, obviously I was looking for clients, but I was looking for their needs. I take care of them and do what's best for them. If they want to buy something at this price and I know in 2 weeks it's going to be less, I tell them, right. If you can wait, because it's advantageous to you.
Right.
You know, it's just love. And then when I realized the importance of team building and leadership, again, I have to find how this benefits the other person.
Right.
How can I help you? How can I serve you? Every day now, I do look for people who I can help.
So it's
my goal is to
service.
My goal is to find 3 new people for my Avon team every week. Some weeks I go way over, some weeks I go way under, but it's still my goal.
Right.
When I was first building, I was looking for 3 new clients a week. I've discovered if I look for reps, I still find clients. If I look for clients, I don't find reps. But if I look for reps, I will still find clients.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun.
Yes.
I try to reach out to people every day. I do Avon every day.
Right.
I place ads every day. I talk to people every day. Now, that doesn't mean I'm walking up to strange people and who I've never seen before and say, hey, do you want to sell Avon? No. Sometimes when I say I talk to people is that I call people who are already on my team. Sometimes that means talking to people who aren't on my team but are part of my support network.
Right.
And sometimes I'm just listening to them with their struggles. Because working alone at home can sometimes feel very alone.
Mm.
Did that come out right?
It did.
Okay. And so when you're God and life is showing up, because life is life and life shows up on its schedule, certainly not yours.
Right.
And sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes you got all these feelings and you're feeling are overwhelmed and it has nothing to do with business. But when you feel like life is crushing you and you just want to crawl under the covers and stay there for the next month, you're not going to, you got to get out of that funk.
Right.
And I like being there for my gals the same way I know I can call them and they're there for me. And I think that is one of the biggest gifts I've gotten out of Avon. I learned how to live poor. It's not fun, but I learned how to do it. Go bankrupt. That's what I did. I took me a long time to learn. But I learned how to do without. And so having abundance now and living comfortably and not worrying about where the rent is coming from and having a full fridge and even having the luxury to pay someone to come and clean for me once a week, like, those are awesome. But having someone who I can call and saying, and she goes, what's wrong? And the words aren't there. Just, it's like, okay, we're there. I'm listening. You're not alone.
Right.
And I never dreamed that I would find that in Avon.
Mm.
And you don't find that in corporate culture. Corporate culture, it's me or you. Mm. There is one position to be moved up to, and we all want it, and only one of you is going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
In network marketing, there's plenty of room at the top. There's plenty room up here. And we can go together. And here, let me extend my hand and say, come, I'll show you the route I took.
Right.
This is what worked for me. Right. Now, some of it might not work for you, and that's okay. And some of what didn't work for me might work really well for you.
Right.
But I'll show you the route I took.
Right.
And then let's brainstorm from there. And while I'm helping you up and then even pushing you up, you can pass me, and that's awesome. And then maybe you'll reach down your hand and help me get up there. Like, it's not competitive, and competition isn't what works here.
Yes, it's collaboration.
It's cooperative. It's I'm going to help you because I know what's best for you is what's best for me.
Right.
And what's best for me is and it goes for the whole company. What's best for my company is what's best for me. So I have no problem reaching out and helping women who are not in the same lineage as me.
Right.
You ask me for help, I will help you because it reflects well on Avon. And if it reflects well on Avon, then Avon looks like this amazing company and people will come to Avon. And if they want to come to the company, well, then they could end up back with me. And so it doesn't matter whether it's direct or indirect, as long as we're helping each other, everyone benefits. And
right.
that is, I think, why women are so attracted to network marketing. And there's so much more. This is one of the few businesses where there's more women than men.
Yeah.
Because that comes to us more naturally. We're caregivers by nature. We were born to be caregivers.
Right, right.
And that instinct to help rather than compete. Yes, you can have friendly competition. And that's good for everyone too.
Yes.
But it's not cutthroat. It's not a rat race. It's not a race at all. You will get, if you follow the instruction, you will reach your targets.
Right.
Now, some people come with skill sets where they do it really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And other people have to learn a little bit more.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. As long as you keep doing what you need to get done, you will reach your goal. And I think that's pretty awesome. We have statistics, network marketing, of very poor success rates. The biggest issues I have with those statistics is how many of those people who you're including in your statistic never wanted to earn money with their company. They just wanted to get the product at wholesale.
Right, right.
A lot of people join a network marketing company because they like the product and not because they want to sell any at all.
That's true.
And the other issue that they don't count and they don't explain is that most people come here, anybody can join a network marketing company. They don't ask you about your business acumen.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people come in and they don't do it at all because they're missing the skill set and they're not willing to go look and learn what they need to learn.
Right.
And so they fail. Right. But if you look at traditional businesses, I don't remember the numbers, but a large percentage of traditional businesses fail in the first year.
Oh, yes.
Because they weren't prepared.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to build a brick and mortar store, it's going to take you a minimum of 3 years before you start seeing any profit.
Right.
And who are you going to call when you say, okay, I ran into trouble, this is a problem, and I don't know what to do? There's no one to call. You opened up your own store. Mm-hmm. With network marketing, if the person who brought you in doesn't know, someone else knows.
Right.
There's someone there who's been through that exact same problem as you and says, okay, when this happened to me, this is what I did.
Right.
So you've got this other type of business support network. I want to learn how to place ads. Should I, I want to learn how to, talk to people. Someone says, okay, yeah, I'm interested. Tell me more. And then I freeze. I don't know what to say. There's someone there who's going to tell you how to do that.
Yes.
There's someone who will say, well, this is what I say.
Right.
Take with it what you will. Put it in your own words. And there you go.
I took a lot from that, Robin, because you started out by sharing that you were definitely coming from a place of service. So it wasn't from a place of just wanting to get for yourself, but you were looking at how you could serve. How you could serve the people who could actually potentially want what you have. And you went out deliberately looking to serve, which is a total different mindset from persons who are just looking to get. And you see it in the conversation. And this is the conversation I was having on recently. You see it in the conversations. because you realize in the conversations, they're just trying to get something from you. And this is a mistake I see a lot of network marketers make it. They're just trying to get something from you and not looking at how they can serve you first. So this is the second time that this major point is coming out in terms of seek to serve. And even in the good book, it tells you service of many will make you great, right? So when we become people who are looking to serve, and it's not just saying it, but really meaning it, when it becomes something that is true for you, and there's that shift in the mindset where you're coming from a place of service. How may I serve you? How may I serve you? Right? And this is even how impact marketers came about. It's just coming from a place of service. How can I serve this industry, this amazing industry that has amazing people? How can I serve this industry even more? And then there are other service leaders like yourself who wants to serve up to other people as well. And so you were just willing to jump on here and to share because you are coming from a place of service. Powerful stuff. I hope, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you are taking note of some of these pointers, because a lot of these are not strategy. A lot of these are based in the mindset. It's in how you are thinking about your business and how you're thinking about people and how you're thinking about serving. A lot of it is a mindset related issue. And Bob Proctor is famous for saying that success is 95% mindset and only 5% strategy. But a lot of us are so focused on just the strategy and not focused on the mindset. But a major part of the puzzle, the biggest part of the puzzle, is that of the mindset. Of course, the strategy is important. How you talk to the person, how you invite the person, how you go about running a successful ad, how you go about setting up automated systems, and all of these kinds of stuff. If you're at that level, right? All of those are strategies. However, the mindset element needs to come first, because that part is the biggest piece of it. Look at 95% compared to 5%. There's hardly a comparison. But they are both very important ingredients. I'm very sure that the members of the audience, persons who are watching this, are taking away just so much value, right? And just to pull out a little bit more of what you shared, is that you mentioned that you're talking to people every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, take note of that. She's top 7. She's number 7 in her company. She's talking to people every single day. She didn't get to number 7 and say, hey, I'm going to just start working. I'm going to just...
Oh, no.
I'm going to throw in the towel and allow my team to just do the rest. She's still constantly on the grind, and she's talking to people every single day. That needs to be a part of your DMO, right? She shared that she runs ads as well. Some persons are not doing that just yet. Some persons are still chasing after the people and have no one coming to them. But I think it's a beautiful thing to at least have some of these people coming to you. Even if you are stretching and you are going out there and you are doing, hey, it's good to have some people come to you, right? So I've always been a fan of organic and inorganic marketing, both of them working together. In fact, that's how you and I came about meeting, right? It came about meeting as a result of just getting your system set up for you so that your inorganic marketing could be even more polished. That's how we came into meeting. And man, it has been a beautiful relationship that we have developed. I have just taken so much from you, because when I listen to your story and I look at where you're coming from, it does something to the belief system. It certainly does something to the belief system to watch other people that you come to interact with in a very, very close fashion who are doing amazing things. right? And I want to encourage the members of the audience, persons who are watching this, to show up to the events, to engage with people who are doing well. Don't keep company with the people who are constantly complaining about not finding enough people or not selling enough products, or
avoid those people.
Thank you. Avoid those people. You want to be listening to Impact Marketer and watching these videos every single week. Once you want to subscribe to this channel, and once you see a video popping out, you need to be watching it, because we are constantly going to be having ladies and gentlemen who are just crushing it and crushing it and crushing it here on this platform. And this feeds into your soul over time. This wakes up your belief system. This raises your faith. And like Robin shared, that was the piece of the puzzle that was missing for her. That shift in her belief system. Something happened at that convention, and she recognized that, hey, I could earn a six-figure income in this business. There are people who are not smarter. They were taller. But there were people who were not any smarter. They were not more intelligent. They were not more anything. And even if there were skill sets that they were using, I could learn these skill sets and I could do this thing too. That's what shifted for her. And I hope that listening to this, it's starting to shift that for you as well, right? Look at Robin's story and the different things that she experienced, right? Even at one point becoming a drug addict and having to go through that experience, right? And then to come back full circle from that. Whoa. This is a powerful session. Robin, thank you so much for taking the time.
I'd like to finish with one last quote. Yes. It's by Zig Ziglar. And it goes, you can have anything you want if you just help enough other people get what they want.
Powerful.
And in this business, there's nothing truer. That is the nature of this business.
Right. Thank you so much, Robin. I appreciate.
No, it's me who thanks you. I'm honored to be a part of this series.
We're excited because a lot of lives are going to be impacted. I believe that we're just going to witness over the course of another couple of months and years, just so many persons who are able to break free from where they are right now and to just do some amazing things in their companies as well, because of having been here and having listened and watched persons like yourself. And so I'm grateful, and I'm thanking you on behalf of all of the others who are going to be watching this and who are going to be blessed and enriched and encouraged and motivated and inspired when they go ahead and actually watch this. Again, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and you hit the notification bell so that once information like this pops out, once the next video pops out, you don't miss it. You don't want to miss what's going on here, because we are dishing out some good stuff. So again, Robin, thank you so much for taking the time out to be here with us. Until next time, we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Bye.